Peace and love. Real quick, wanted to inform you of a new service that I'm excited to be able to offer now, and that is the relationship natal chart unpacking session. So, this session is similar to the individual natal chart unpacking session where we look at your various planets, aspects, influences, long term influences, short term influences, um, and your various strong, medium, and weak aspects. Is very similar to that, to get to know yourself and know, your nature and how your chart influences your life. But this one is for a relationship, that can be spouse, you and your child or children, you and your mother, father, business partner. It will be any of these significant relationships in your life. Here's the benefit of this type of session: when you come together in serious or significant connections, each person has a natal chart. And when you come together, this connection has a chart, okay? And so how these charts merge and relate with each other has a great impact on your relationship. It can have a great impact on your communication, anything that shows up in your chart: communication, how you relate to each other. Your healing points may be complementary or they may conflict. Your destiny may be complementary. Most likely is complementary if you end up coming together. But your destinies may be complementary. Your potential, you'll start seeing your potential not just as individuals, but your potential together. And so, of course, seeing those type of things is extremely beneficial. It also will show why you may have certain conflict or resistance in your relationship as well. And when it shows that, that can help build a better understanding. And with understanding comes that, it minimizes or decreases that friction or that judgment, or, you taking it so personally when things happen in your relationship, and you can understand that it's purposeful, it's in alignment with the charts. The other thing it'll show is oftentimes the chart shows your long-term influences and short-term influences. What happens is there are certain influences that happen in a phase or a cycle. The long-term ones, maybe this influence is happening for a year or two or three or 6 months. These are kind of long-term influences. And depending on what's going on there in one chart, and then depending on what's going on in the other chart, it may be the fact that it conflicts, or again, it complements. And so you may all of a sudden start experiencing things that you never experienced before. And while if you don't understand that it's just what's going on in the stars, let it be what it is. Try not to take it too personally. Try not to make so much meaning of it, or take so much ownership of it. If you can do that, you both can kind of ride the wave of it and be connected in that which brought you together, and that will help sustain you through that phase. If not, you can start thinking, man, this is a sign that this is not supposed to be, or this is a red flag. And now there may be some things that you see in the chart that'll show you this may not be the connection like you maybe anticipated. It may be too much. You may can't really sign on. You may can't, because of where you are in your heart and your mind and your life and your energy, whatever. You can't honestly say I'm okay with signing on to this. The whole point is for you to get a level of understanding, see what maybe is happening, not take too much ownership of it, or make it personal to you or anything like that. Come to an understanding, then it's your choice at that point whether you choose to continue to grow this connection, or whether you choose to put a pause on this connection. That's your choice. This session is really good for those who, you can't help being lifelong connected to this person, like your children, parents and their children. Um, that's your child. It is what it is. So the benefits of getting this comparison chart, or this natal chart unpacking session for this connection, is that you can get to understand your child, right? A lot of times parents kind of take children's behaviors and their journey personally, start to kind of make judgment and projections and all these different type of things. And bottom line is a lot of the things maybe you're resisting, it's in the chart, it's there, it's on their path, it's written. And so it can help you to find a better way to navigate those areas, between you all, or the conflict that you may be having. It can also help you to grow in your connection, so you can better be able to facilitate their journey as a parent, be a support system for them, without coming outside of yourself, but also by having an understanding of where they're coming from and why they're feeling a certain way, why they're doing certain things, and why they're thinking certain things. And that chart does help more than we may know, more than you may know. So the benefit of having it with a spouse, relationships go up and down, and sometimes you can get to a place in your relationship where you're feeling like, man, maybe I made a wrong decision with being in this relationship. Or you can sometimes feel like you've been bamboozled or fooled in relationships, or you can feel like, almost hopeless sometimes. And the charts can kind of help you to see what's going on. And oftentimes when you see what's happening in your all's charts, you can maybe think about it differently and your perception changes. And oftentimes when your perception changes, your experience changes, right? And that's big in relationships. I've seen working with certain couples, astrologically has been extremely helpful for them. It's softened the heart, it's lightened the heart, it's eased the mind a little bit in different areas. It has helped them understand how to work with each other and give each other grace. It's really, I can't say enough that astrology is such a huge help for humanity and relating with each other, because if you're just going off of what you know and what you perceive and how you've been raised and what you think and all of these different things, you may find yourself constantly conflicting with people unless they're a mirror of you, well, everyone is a mirror of you, we ain't gonna get into that, but unless they are the you that you think you are and want to be, you are gonna have problems. And so the natal charts, really the birth charts, another name for it, really help you to like give grace and like be able to navigate relationships without, again, taking it so personally. Other ways that this natal chart can be used or can benefit is definitely if you're going into business with someone, if you're going into significant investments, contracts, or anything like that. This would be great. And I've also seen hiring people who are in hiring positions, like positions whether you hire, whether it's HR or you are owner of a business. I've seen them people use this type of service for that too, just to see, look at individuals' chart and see if it matches for the purpose of the job. I would say be careful with that. Try to be transparent as best as possible with someone if you're going to be pulling their charts. I would more so advise this type of service to be used for individuals who pretty much know that this is what's going to be happening. I'm going to be pulling your chart. I know one person in HR who they are pretty frank about we pull your chart, but it's a different type of job. It's not a corporate type of situation. It's a very family oriented type business. So they're pretty used to, and they talk astrology. So it's not something foreign, but believe it or not, in 2025, in this age, there are still people who are quite skeptical about astrology, and it's still quite taboo in certain people's experience, or perception. So I do advise that you not just pull it blindly. That's my advisement. I can't control whether you do that or not, but that's my advisement. So who is this service for? This service is for romantic relationships, so spouses, people who are already married, thinking about getting married, thinking about going into a significant relationship with each other, or a lifelong relationship or a long-term relationship. This service is for you. This is for parents who want to create a more balanced relationship with their child, who want to really be a good facilitator or supporter of their child's journey, who really accept that their child has their own life path, and I'm here to facilitate that and be what I can and not judge and project and make their journey my journey. This is for you. This is for children who have maybe want to have a different, deeper, more healed, more whole relationship with their parents. So say you are you have a strained relationship with your mother or your father. You're trying to gain some understanding or get some level of understanding so that you can heal, or you all can heal, or that you can know how to navigate this. This is for you, where you can get that comparison chart with you and your parent that you have that with. And let me also say, this is not just a session when you're having problems. This is a session if you are one that just wants to experience a harmonious life, and you would like for your relationships to be harmonious in general, and you're going into this in a positive light, in a way where you're thinking, I like to be able to understand people and to show up in empathy and compassion. This is for you. This type of service is for you. And let me close by saying, this is not for you to look at someone's chart or your compatibility chart or comparison chart and then make a rigid judgment and now start to just place judgment and projection according to the charts. That's not what this is. And I think the more earnest you go into this, earnest heartedly, where you're not looking for weaknesses or strengths or anything like that, if you're not looking for that, and you're literally just in respect of the fact that everyone has their divine journey and all connections are meaningful, and astrology is real, and it is very helpful to humanity, then you're going to gain something fruitful from this. So this session is for you. My mission, my purpose of providing this service is to help us to relate to with each other better. God put us together. The Almighty put all of our connections together for a reason. I do think we place judgment on connections a little too quickly. We try to judge whether who is this person to me, and you start making meaning in our relationships before you truly understand a person's journey. I would really love for us to continue to detach from this life in such a personal ownership way, and see life as paths. We're all on the same journey, and these are just different life paths and life plans, and we're all just kind of walking in this universe, living out our divine plan, connecting when purposeful. And oftentimes you're connecting when it's time for you to learn a lesson, when it's time for you to expand in a certain kind of way or experience a blessing. This is when connections are made. When you're supposed to see something, when you're supposed to experience something, you start to make connections. So all of them are purposeful. And these natal charts, the natal charts unpacking sessions, help us to see what those purposes are, see how we can best navigate it in a harmonious way, and also be compassionate and empathetic with each other as we are connecting, so that we can be free with each other to grow and to learn and to relate. And it's a beautiful, relationships are a beautiful thing. We all need them. They're all beneficial in our lives, even the ones that are strained. There are ways that you can understand this relationship dynamic, see what's the purpose for you, what are you to learn and get from it, and vice versa. And just because you get that understanding doesn't mean that you're gonna like wanna hang with them and be around them. It doesn't mean that. And you may get this and you may see, I don't know if I want to stay in this connection. This is not really for me. At the end of the day, it's your choice on whether you stay in that connection or not. But that doesn't negate the purpose of the connection, or the purpose, the intention of the connection, or the reality of it. You know what I mean? It doesn't negate that just because you choose to not, to minimize your access or create boundaries around it. But you can, at the very least, understand the why, or, have some kind of idea of what you can get from this relationship, from a deeper aspect, not just this physical plane. Is usually a much deeper purpose in relationships, including your children and your mothers and fathers and all of those different things. So You can find this service on my calendar. My calendar, where you can book any of my services, is calendly.com/Queen Yin. You can also find it in the caption of this video, as well as the link in bios on my social media pages, on my website, all of those good places. But you can also find it at a caption here. I would love to serve you. I would love to be a part of your journey of experiencing this life in the best way. And this is just one of the services that I think can be very helpful. All right. So if you're interested, go ahead and book your session. Peace.